It takes a second for the, okay, we are recording. There we go.
Okay. Excellent. Welcome this evening to the virtual plan amendment community meeting to discuss case NPA 2021-0007.01. Please let us know who's here in the chat box, and please announce your name and organization if you're associated with an organization. Please mute your microphone if you're joining by phone, and if you could please turn off your video if you're participating online. This meeting is being recorded. Let me go to the full screen. So how to participate today. The speech bubble in the menu bar, it's either at the bottom or the top of your screen, will open the chat box where you can type in questions at any time. Please limit general comments until the end of the Q&A session. After the presentation, please click on the raise hand icon to be called on to speak. So if I haven't introduced myself yet, I'm Maureen Meredith. I work for the City of Austin Housing and Planning Department, and the rest of the participants can introduce themselves.
My name is Bang Nguyen. I am the owner of the property that is seeking the plan amendment and rezoning for this case.
And hi, I'm Mark Walters. I'm a principal planner with the Housing and Planning Department, and I'll be fielding any questions we might receive this evening.
Okay, thank you. So as you know, this is within the North Austin Civic Association neighborhood planning area. As I said, my name is Maureen Meredith. I do all the plan amendment cases for the City of Austin. Sherry Serwatis is the zoning case manager, and here are our contact information. Sherry is not participating in the meeting tonight, but if you have any zoning questions we are not able to answer, we can get your contact information and get back to you. So the agenda tonight, we'll go over the case information in a little bit more detail, how to participate in the process, why is there a plan amendment application, what is a future land use map, I don't know if Bang has a presentation or not. If he does, he can go into that, and then we will open the floor for questions and answers. So the property address is 10807 Newmont Road. It's 16,480 square foot lot. This is the case number again, NPA 2021-0007.01. The project name is the address. The request is to change the future land use map from single family to mixed use land use. The associated zoning case number is C14 2021-0079. The request for the zoning change is to change the zoning from single family to commercial service mixed use for a car repair shop and accounting office. And Bang introduced himself earlier. So guidelines for group discussion. Please feel free to type your questions into the chat at any time during this meeting. Please postpone general comments during the Q&A session. After staff and applicant presentations, if you would like to speak, please raise your hand by clicking on the hand symbol on the menu bar. Telephone participants will be able to speak during the Q&A session of the meeting. Attendees will be muted upon arrival and through the staff and applicant presentations. Then staff will open the floor to answer questions in the chat or by the attendees raising their hand to speak. Similar questions may be grouped and answered together. We ask that you please mute your microphone if you are not speaking and to turn off your video to preserve the clarity and quality of the conversation. If you're having connection issues, please turn off your video until called on. If you have questions after this meeting, they will be answered and made available by request within 5 business days on the speakupaustin.org/NPA. You can email or call the case managers with any questions or comments that you have. And if you submit written comments, they'll be added to staff case reports. If you live within 500 feet when the cases are scheduled for Planning Commission and City Council, you will receive a notice in the mail with the date and time of the meetings and how to participate if it is a virtual meeting. So why do we have a neighborhood plan? So Neighborhood plans are adopted by City Council as amendments to the Imagine Austin Comprehensive Plan. The city charter requires zoning changes to be consistent with the comprehensive plan. And most neighborhood plan amendment applications are changes to the plan's future land use map. And most neighborhood plan amendment cases have an associated zoning application. So this map shows the areas in blue that have City Council approved neighborhood plans, most of which have a future land use map. This is the North Austin Civic Association future land use map. And these colors on the map represent broad land uses. For example, single family represents single family uses, and this property has a single family zone with a single family land use. The proposed zoning is commercial service mixed use, and the mixed use is the brown represented on the map, and the proposed CSMU is consistent with the brown land use, and that is his proposed land use request. So this chart shows how the zoning districts, typical zoning districts you can find within those broad land uses. Like I said, with the existing zoning as SF2, the existing land use is yellow. With proposed zoning as CSMU, the proposed land use would be brown, and that is the mixed use land use. So this map just shows an aerial photo of the property in relation to the surrounding properties. As you can see, it has frontage on Newmont Road, and also the side yard is on Wagon Trail. This map is a Google map that just shows some surrounding land uses and businesses around the property. This is a future land use map with the aerial photo of the property underneath. So you can see the yellow represents single family land use. The lot adjacent to the north is, you can see that brown, that has mixed use land use, and the surrounding properties to the right of the screen have commercial. This map shows the existing zoning. As you can see to the north, the adjacent tract has existing zoning of GRMU, that's community commercial zoning. This property has SF2, and you can see to the left of the screen SF2, and to the right some more commercial service zoning. So this is a screenshot from the Google Maps that shows the existing property. It may be out of date. This is a side view of the property from Wagon Trail. This is north. This is the property that currently has GRMU with the mixed use FLUM designation. This is to the east. It has CS zoning. This is to the south. It has single family zoning. And this is across the street to the west, which also has single family zoning. This map just has a view north on Newmont Road. The property is to the right. Not the house you can see, but further to the south. The property is there to the left, and this is a view south on Newmont Road. And this is the intersecting street, a view east on Wagon Trail, a view west. And this map just shows the property in relation to the Imagine Austin Comprehensive Plan, which has a growth concept map. And this map shows, as you see to the left, that orange area is the North Burnett Gateway Station. That is an activity center. The brown lines that you see running along Breaker Lane and North Lamar, those are activities corridors where the growth concept map encourages more intense development. And so that's the end of my presentation. I will stop sharing my screen. And if the applicant wants to share his screen for a presentation, if you have one.
I do not, and
You do not?
Yeah, I do not.
Okay. So it looks as if there are no attendees at the meeting, so I'm not expecting any questions. Do you want to just add anything to my presentation and get it on record so it's recorded and people can view later?
Yeah, there's not much to add other than we received the email from the North Austin Association Committee. I think that's the name of that group, where they are in support of my rezoning request with the conditional overlay, similar to how it was done for 10809 Newmont Road, which is the property that belonged to my brother. And I am in agreement with that assessment and conditional overlay restriction. So I'll be in compliance of that request should the CD grant the application. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Mark, should I go into the next steps for the record?
Yeah, go into the next steps. If anyone, your contact information again and the next steps in the process from here.
Okay. There it is. So this is my contact information again, and also the zoning planner's contact information. So the next step, city staff will meet and we will make a recommendation on the proposed change to the future land use map and the zoning request. We will work with the applicant then on scheduling the cases for planning commission and city council. Again, for people who live within 500 feet, they'll receive a notice in the mail with the date and time of the planning commission meeting. And eventually, and I don't know if it will be a dual notice, but eventually, if it's not a dual notice, you'll get a separate notice in the mail for a city when it is scheduled for city council.
As per the dual notices, Maureen, right now, they're not necessarily doing them because of the governor's emergency declaration is 30 days at a time. So sometimes it's hard to schedule both meetings within that 30-day window. So they're doing single notices now.
Okay, that's good. I didn't know that. Thank you. And that's it, unless you can think of anything else, Mark.
No, I think that's it. And people who might be watching this later, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact either the case managers. And I think now we can call the meeting and get on with our evening, Maureen.
Okay.
Bang.
Good night.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.